Thanks everyone for attending this session about next generation internet finding opportunities. My name is David Seoane. I'm working at the NGI Outreach Office, which is one of the coordinations and support actions under the Next Generation Internet Initiative. We are partners at this project at the Outreach Office. I am the Communications and Communities Manager at Funding Box. We are one of the partners, and we are running the Next Generation Internet Community Platform. And besides that, we are participating in several Next Generation Internet research and innovation actions that are providing funding opportunities to innovators under the initiative, because we are also funding experts and we run several open calls around the initiative. So first of all, what's the Next Generation Internet, the NGI? This is an initiative from the European Commission that aims to shape the development of the Internet of tomorrow. So basically what we call the Internet of humans, some solutions that are responding to the people's fundamental needs, including trust, security, inclusion, and reflects the European values and norms. So we are looking from the NGI all the what we name human-centric solutions around the internet. The initiative is trying to restore the trust on the internet and trying to reply to several challenges around the current internet of humans. And the most important thing is that the European Commission is allocating around 250 million euros to support this initiative on the 2018 and 2020 period. This is the period under which the current initiative, the current programming period is running, but this is an initiative that is coming from the Horizon 2020 program, and it is expected that will last till the next period. There will be a continuation under the Horizon Europe program that will start next year. There are several types of projects around the initiative. Previously, I mentioned that Funding Box is involved in some of them. We are in the coordination and support action, which is the Outreach Office, that is aimed at favor the outreach, the community building and business acceleration of the innovators that are entering into the program. There is another one, coordination and support action, that is running everything related to policy and strategic programming across the initiative. On top of that, there is another type of projects under the coordination and support actions that are trying to favor the EU-US collaboration across the Internet of Humans. These are the coordination and support actions, but the money, the funds, are being distributed across the research and innovation actions that are acting as intermediaries following the so-named cascade funding scheme from the European Commission. This basically means that some European projects, that these research and innovation actions, so named as RIAs, receive a funding from the European Commission, but the biggest part of the funding, around 80% per project, are aimed to be distributed across beneficiaries through different open calls. Normally, these projects have like 2 to 3 or even more open calls, because they are continuous running open calls with several cutoff dates, and these are the type of projects that I will try to show you today. At the end of the day, these bulk funds, these cascade funds, are distributing around 75 million euros of grants that are directly supporting the innovators across the Internet of Humans. And here come several, not several, but examples of the projects where we are distributing the funding. The first of them is the Faithful 5 Plus. This is so named Plus because this is a continuation of a previous project under the Next Generation Internet Initiative. This means the support to develop and make use of what's named federated test beds for NGI innovators. The overall budget is 11.6 million euros, and there have been already 117 winners across the open calls. So this is basically a project where all the partners are providing test beds to beneficiaries to make use of several use cases across different domains for cloud computing, wireless, wire networking, and so on and so forth. Ledger, this is a project where Fundingbox is participating. This is a project across the use of DLT, distributed ledger technologies. So it is aimed at support projects that are making use of decentralized algorithms, aiming at providing also some use cases or verticals across the use of this specific technology. This project is distributing 5.6 million euros. It's a so-named 9-month customized venture builder where the projects receive, each single project receives up to 150,000 euros. I would like to emphasize that across the NGI initiative, as it happens with all the cascade funds types of projects, there might be some differences. I would like to emphasize here what makes difference Ledger or what makes the difference between this and other projects. For example, in this particular case, we are applying what is a so-named funnel approach. So we select a number of beneficiaries at the beginning, then they pass across different stages or milestones, and according to the accomplishment of those deliverables and milestones by the beneficiaries, the funding is being distributed. This is the reason why here, for example, a demo day is mentioned. We have a demo day at the end of the program where we select the top of the top beneficiaries. In this particular case, 2 out of 3 open calls have been completed and 25 projects have been already awarded. This is one of the projects that is close to the end, I would say, because this has been a project that has started in 2018. Later on, I will show you a slide where you can see which is the schedule for the forthcoming open calls. And this makes sense just because there are projects that have started maybe in 2018 and others in 2020, and all other round of projects have started right now during these weeks or in the forthcoming weeks. NGI Trust is a project focused on privacy. And here, I would like to emphasize another difference between this project and the others. Here, we have 3 types of instruments or 3 types of funding. Here, this project is funding up to 100,000 case for projects aimed at test the technical feasibility or the commercial potential. Other projects that are receiving up to 180,000 euros for matching funds with a minimum and maximum of beneficiaries, and other projects where a sort of co-funding is requested, where they are providing up to 200,000 euros. Here there are no more open calls. 3 out of 3 open calls completed and 54 projects have been awarded. Here we are another example, which is NGI Zero Discovery. This is for technologies improving search and discovery. Again, 5.6 million euros and 81 projects awarded. And here I would like to emphasize again, which is the difference. Here we have a case where we have 1 continuously open call from the beginning till the end of the project, with 11 open calls completed, because basically In these projects, each deadline or cutoff date is running every 3 to 4 months. This is the reason why there have been so many open calls. And here the funding is very diverse. I would say the projects are awarded between 5,000 to 50,000 euros, depending on the type of option or solution that is being granted in each open call. Another project, it is NGI ZERO PET. Here, what makes the difference with the other NGI Zero, would say, is the specific technologies that are being granted. Here we are talking about open source, privacy, and trust. The types of open calls are the same as in the case of NGI Zero Discovery, and we have very similar numbers. What makes the difference between Discovery and PET is the type of technologies that are being granted. But here again, we are talking about a continuous open call with many open calls already completed and many projects that have been awarded, 126 up to now. Now, one of the more recent projects, which is NGI DAPSI. This is for data portability and services. This is a more recent project, as I said before. This is the reason why only 1 out of 3 open calls have been completed. And this project is expecting to support up to 50 third parties, 50 projects. This is again similar to the Ledger project in terms of the program support. This is again a 9-month supporting program divided into phases. So here we are talking again about the funnel approach. And in this case, for the first open call, 11 projects have been already awarded. NGI EXPLORERS Lab. This is a project where we are aiming at support self-sovereign identity SSI solutions. So here we are talking about digital IDs in summary. And here we have 2 types of instruments. So this is under the same project, different instruments may fund different types of projects. We have what we name a business-oriented projects open call. This means that we are looking for projects running digital ID applications in several verticals that are closer to the market, we'd say. And another type of instrument that are the infrastructure-oriented projects. So let's say not that close to the market. And basically we have for the infrastructure-oriented open call, continuous running open calls with several cutoff dates. And for the business-oriented projects, we have 2 open calls. There has been already 1 closed. There is 1 planned for the business-oriented open call, and the other continuously open call is the infrastructure-oriented one. In this case, 26 projects have been 26 projects have been already awarded, and this is the planning for the open call. Another project that is also recent, that has started in 2020, is NGI Pointer. Basically here what we want to fund is solutions for the future internet architecture. So here we are funding what we name internet architects. Again, the budget is quite similar across all the projects, 5.6 million euros. And here I would like to again emphasize what makes different this project. When coming to the open calls, this is a very broad type of projects that we are supporting. Here we are supporting not only organizations, but also individuals. So we are opening the call to any type of internet architect. And within the definition of internet architect may fall in RTO, a research center, a company, SME, or even an individual. In this case, we expect to launch 2 open calls. 1 has already been launched and closed with 24 projects awarded. The NGI EXPLORERS, this is another research and innovation actions where the project aims at favor technology missions to the US. So this is an example of project of EU-US collaboration. Here the budget expected to support the projects is lower, is 950,000 euros. And here basically the project is sponsoring European top researchers willing to go to the US and develop their projects in collaboration with US-based institutions. So this is basically a technology mission to take top researchers and innovators to have an immersive experience to work with a US partner there. Sorry. Here, 2 open calls have been completed and 32 individuals have been supported. Here is where I would like to emphasize that the NGI is open to all. In this particular case, this project, NGI Explorers, is not funding exclusively organizations, but it is funding exclusively individuals, these top researchers that are willing to be supported. NGI Atlantic is very similar to the other one, but this is a more recent project. It has been approved later by the European Commission. Here, the project is willing to support NGI experiments together with US research teams. And 2 out of 5 open calls have been completed and 6 projects have been awarded up to now. And here comes a very new project together with the next ones that I will introduce you in the following slides. These are the projects that have been approved more recently. This is NGI Azure, which is aimed at reinforcing the European blockchain ecosystem. Will start in January 2021. Well, indeed, it has already started, but the open calls will be launched very soon. And this project will support free software, open hardware, cryptography, standardization, and logic proofs. And here 6 open calls are planned. This will be very similar to the NGI Zero project in terms of the open calls. There will be many open calls that will be like continuously open all along the project. Onto chain, again, a project that has been recently approved. This is a project that aims to support a new software ecosystem for trusted, traceable, and transparent ontological knowledge management. This is for blockchain-based knowledge solutions. This project has also recently started, and 3 open calls are planned all along the project. And the third project that has come recently to the NGI Research and Innovation Actions family, which is NGI TRUBLO. This is a project aimed to support blockchain and decentralized ledger technologies based on trust and reputation models on blockchains and proof of presence and proof of location. Here, 3 open calls are planned, as in the case of OntoChain, and the first open call will start again in January 2021. More info coming soon, because this is one of the recently NGI projects that have been approved by the European Commission. And on the project where funding is being provided, which is the NGI Think Nexus. This is a project for an EU think tank around the next generation internet initiative, and there is a total budget of close to 1 million euros for development projects. NGI Forward is a coordination and support action which is aimed at offer grants of up to 25,000 euros to ideas for experimental policy intervention or practical tools that could empower governments to build a better internet. So there are projects with a very clear policy approach. So projects to improve the policies across the next generation internet initiative. Here, you are an overview of the different coordination and support actions and which are the aims of each one of them. The NGI for All, which is the project under which one I'm speaking right now. The NGI for All that coordinates the NRIAs of the topic. The Think Nexus aims to reinforce the EU-US collaboration through its dedicated think tank, as I said before, the NGI Explorers, that aims at famous missions to the USA for top European researchers and innovations, the NGI Forward, aimed at define a better strategy for the policy and research agenda for the European Commission, and Tetra, which is the so-named business accelerator for NGI. This is a project that aims at provide acceleration services to the beneficiaries of the previous projects that I mentioned before, the research and innovation actions. If you want to get the information continuously up to date about these funding opportunities, you have to join us and get funded by accessing to NGI.EU-open calls. And here's the timeline that I was trying to explain before. This is the timeline of the NGI calls between 2020 and 2021. The reason why there are so many different deadlines is because each project has a different starting point or has been approved under a different round by the European Commission. So this is the reason why there are so many different funding opportunities across the forthcoming schedule. You can see, for example, that the recently approved projects, the NGI On-to-Chain, TRUBLO, and Assure do not appear. Well, only On-to-Chain is appear because they have been running to launch their first open call. But for example, TRUBLO and NGI Assure do not appear yet in this schedule, but will appear very soon. And here you are all the available opportunities to join us. There are several tools, there are several communication platforms, there are several ways to get in touch with us. You can register to the NGI map, and register your organization and locate it to allow all the NGI ecosystem to meet you. You have the NGI community platform, as I said before. It's a platform that is being run by Fundingbox. It's a peer-to-peer platform where you can interact and meet all the peers and all the available information about events, further funding opportunities beyond the NGI. Another platform, which is the NGI Exchange platform, that is aimed at get in touch experts, among others, under the NGI Forward project, that, as I said before, is aimed at to help shape the policy making around the NGI, the Next Generation Internet Initiative. And obviously, if you go through the NGI portal, ngi.eu, and if you want to get the news about all these funding opportunities or the events organized across the NGI initiative, you simply have to subscribe to the NGI newsletter. Here you are a screenshot of the NGI map. If you want to register your event, initiative, or organization, you simply have to go to the ngi.eu-map. Here you are the landing page of the community platform. Here, one of the things that is working really well is the NGI Ambassador Program. You simply have to join the community, and there is the possibility to become an NGI ambassador. So if you want to collaborate with us, organize a webinar, if you want to help us also to shape the future of the internet, get more visibility, find additional partners, please join us and meet also the NGI Ambassadors Program. And here you are a summary of all our available tools and media where you can meet us. Obviously, the NGI portal, ngi.eu, the social media handles of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a very successful NGI LinkedIn group with over 14,000 members. So there you can also get in touch with the NGI ecosystem community members, as well as a YouTube channel where you can see all our available videos.